Hi everybody, so today I'm going to go ahead and do an updated cage tour. I've had quite a few requests for this. It kind of really hasn't changed that much, so I don't really like to do cage tours if there's not really much of a difference. But it's been a while. I think the last one I posted was in April, and I've made just a few changes with the liners and stuff like that that I can go over. But basically this is my double critter nation that currently has 4 of my rats. And I guess I'll go ahead and start at the top here. I have one of these little bird ropes. I have it here because Mishka and Mila like to hop up and crawl on the top of the cage, and they're always like grabbing and reaching for something to get back in. So I put this here, and they usually chew on this too and perch on it a little bit. And this is a critter pod or a Sputnik, whatever you want to call it. They're actually pretty hard to find in the US, and I've looked everywhere. I feel like this is the only color that you can get in the US. So if anybody knows where I can get one that's not this color, I don't know, I'm just over it and I want another one to kind of switch it out with. But they use it, they like this one during the summertime a little better, probably because it is a little cooler than some of the hammocks. But what are you doing? What are you doing? Playing with me? Silly girl. And back there is their litter pan. And I use yesterday's news unscented kitty litter. Are you gonna play with me too? You guys are being hams. I'm trying to film a video. And next up, this is, good lord, this is the tube hammock from, stop that, from Fuzzbutt, and she is a UK hammock maker. I think she's probably one of the best hammock makers out there. It's super thick, and I just loved the cow print, and of course I had to get purple in the back, and they love this one because tubes are their favorite, and they like to all kind of stretch out since it can fit everybody in there. But this one is from Fuzzbutt. I do have a review coming for the ones that I bought from her. And right there is, you guys trying to hog it? This is just the regular glass Super Pet water bottle that I'm still using. And back here I just have like a bird ladder that goes down to their wooden house. This was Sookie's house, and even though she's not here, Amber she usually ends up sleeping in there on her own sometimes. So I still have it there, and it's just stuffed with some fleece, and it looks like somebody stained it with some blueberries last night. And then this is just a little chew toy. I guess I just don't really have big chewers, so they kind of don't really mess with it. And then back here is just a little dig box with pieces of fleece. I did have some smooth stones in there, but Mila ended up taking them and hoarding them and shoving them in her hammock. And then this is just a foraging toy. I've had this one for a while. It's one of their favorites, so just put some treats in there, and they kind of have to work to get it out. And this is also another bird toy, and they just have to move it to the side. Here is just a slab of marble from, I think it was from Lowe's, and this helps during the summertime. They kind of pancake out and cool themselves. Sookie was actually the only one who really did that, but it actually helps with holding the fleece down here too. So, somebody's getting into something. And yeah, so that holds down the liners. I also kind of switched the method. So I went ahead and sewn 2 pieces of fleece together. I'm not really a good sewer, so I'm trying to teach myself. But I also did it here and just left an opening. So underneath here is purple. So that way I can flip it if they start pulling on this end here and it gets too chewed up. I can flip it and I still have another liner. And so far they haven't pulled it up too much. I did have to clip it down there in the back, but it's not too bad. But it's also kind of new. It's only been in here since last I cleaned the cage was 2 days ago, but I feel like it's still pretty intact. And then here is just, it's unbranched from an old crepe myrtle tree. I've had this in here pretty much since I've had the cage. And I just tied fleece around here because it was kind of slippy, and I'll wash it off every now and then. And back here is another bird toy. It's made of all kinds of wood and like coconut fibers and everything, and as soon as I put this in here, they went crazy over it and they were chewing it to death, and then within a few days they lost interest, so it just kind of sits there. But so here is the kitchen. I pretty much have it bare because I like to kind of all hoard under here underneath the ramp eating together, and I pretty much have it all the same. This is their lab block bowl, their seed mix bowl. This one's usually for like an extra protein or oatmeal or something that I make for them in the evening, and then this is their veggie bowl. As you can see, it's already dirty. But this is another natural toy. I try to stay away from plastics. I have this weird thing with plastic that I feel like anything that they chew on that's plastic can cause some kind of problems. But they don't really mess with this either. They've chewed a little bit on the top, but that's pretty much it. And then I also have this toy here. They like to chew on this and pull the pieces of paper out. Just a bird toy, and it also has a little metal thing at the top, so when these boxes are gone, it's just a rope toy. And our little meal is demonstrating. This is the condo from Fuzzbutt. I really like this one because you can also tip it to make it long ways, and it's got 2 separate little compartments, and they also like to sleep on the top. They usually use the top one more often, but Amber likes this one. And here is also another crepe myrtle branch that I have tied up with fleece. And there is a litter box. Somebody is crawling up my pant leg. Come here. And here is their silent spinner wheel. And then this is just a toilet paper roll. And I also have a second house down here. And this is usually ends up being like the food storage bin. They go down here and like store everything. This is just a little rope for them. And back here is a little snuggle sack that I made for them. So sometimes they like to burrow in there together, but it's on the lower level, and they prefer to kind of sleep on the upper levels and play on the level down here. And then this is one of their favorite toys. I've had to replace this a few times because they like it so much. They tear all this up and chew on the wood block, and they like that one a lot. But there's May May. Where have you been? That's pretty much it. And then I just have storage down here. This is their random dig box for when they're doing free time. It's got a whole bunch of papers and wrappers and everything that they collect. There's their seed mix, and I still have Amber in my pants. What are you doing? There she is. What were you doing in my pants? I also have this bird toy here. It's just kind of like a ropey thing they like to climb on. And then down here I have an extra water bottle. Usually it's filled up with water, but last night they had some tea, so I'll have to go ahead and refill it with water. Yeah. I also have this little lava ledge here. I think Mila's actually been chewing on that, but everybody seems to like that and perches on it. And then this one is their absolute favorite. If anybody has a Critter Nation and is looking for like an extra level or something, my rats absolutely love this thing. As you can see, it's pretty dirty, but they're always perching on it. I always get adorable pictures with them on it. And when it gets too hot, May May and Mila both like to kind of sleep out here when it gets too hot. But that's pretty much it. I think I do have a pink chew back there. And I don't like to put a whole bunch of stuff in my cage. I know a lot of people will have like tons of hammocks and ropes and everything, but my rats are pretty active and I would rather them have space to run around. If I had males and they were kind of lazy, then, you know, maybe I would prefer, what are you doing in there? So that's it for my updated cage tour. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video.